Okay, so let's dive into this. We've heard from listeners, those of you building businesses from the heart, from intuition,
Mm.
uh, that whole soul-led approach.
Right.
And thinking about using something like AI, well, it can feel a bit off, maybe, unsettling.
Yeah, that hesitation, it's super common. We hear it a lot from soul-led entrepreneurs. There's this real concern that AI just feels too mechanical.
Impersonal, maybe.
Exactly. Like it's out of sync with, the whole foundation of why they do what they do. The big questions are always, how do I use this tech without losing me, without losing my authenticity?
Will it make me sound like a robot?
Yeah, will my voice just get flattened out? And fundamentally, can this kind of technology really support work that comes from like deep inner alignment?
Those are such valid fears, honestly. Because
Yeah.
it feels like you could easily, water down that unique spark, the actual soul of what you've built.
Totally.
But the source material we looked at, it offers a different angle, a perspective shift that's actually quite hopeful, I think.
It really does. It presents this idea that AI isn't necessarily here to like take over or replace your heart-led way of doing things.
Okay.
Instead, it suggests AI can be seen as this powerful engine, but one that's built to amplify what you're already doing.
Amplify. Okay, yeah, that word feels different. That feels like the key, maybe.
It unlocks things, right?
It does. So, okay, our mission for this deep dive then is to kind of push past that initial fear and look at some specific practical ways AI can actually help grow a soul-led business.
Mm-hmm.
But crucially, doing it while staying, anchored in purpose.
Mm.
And we're pulling these ideas straight from the examples in the source material.
And what's really interesting, I think, is how this source sort of reframes how you even interact with AI.
How so?
Well, it shifts from seeing AI as just a functional tool like a spell checker or something.
Right, just output focus.
Exactly, and moves towards treating it more like a collaborator, one you need to actually guide and teach and kind of infuse with your specific mission and values first.
Yeah. Ah, okay. So it's about the input. And it gives actual examples, right, structured around prompts.
Yes, exactly. The first one tackles creating authentic content. So the approach suggested is you start by telling the AI, okay, act as a conscious entrepreneur who leads from intuition and purpose.
You give it a persona.
You give it that specific persona. Then you ask for content ideas that align with your mission, your audience, and importantly, aiming to inspire action.
Got it. So you're not just saying, give me blog ideas.
No way, you're framing it. By giving AI that persona and those clear parameters, mission, audience, the feeling you want, like inspiration, you're basically handing it a framework.
A framework for understanding your soul.
Kind of, yeah. It's like getting ideas filtered through a simulated version of your own intentional lens. So the output is much more likely to resonate, instead of feeling generic or off-brand.
It's like you're saying, hey, AI, step into my world for a second, understand why this matters, and then help me brainstorm, giving it that soul content.
Precisely. And then there's a second example about crafting offers that feel aligned.
Okay.
Here, the prompt suggests asking AI to act as a heart-centered business coach. And then brainstorm offers, specifically transformational ones,
Transformation.
that really solve your audience's deeper pain points, while, and this is key, reflecting your core value.
Oh, okay. So it's not just features and benefits.
Not at all. You're pointing the AI towards lasting change, real transformation, and you're explicitly adding that constraint. These offers must align with your values.
So it forces the AI to think beyond just, standard marketing funnels.
Right. It pushes it to think about how to create something that genuinely serves and uplifts, staying true to your purpose. You build that value check right into the brainstorming.
Makes sense. And the third one, it was about communication email sequences.
Yeah, developing soul-led email sequences. The prompt guides the AI to write a 3-part email sequence for nurturing your specific audience.
Okay, seems standard enough.
But wait, the crucial bit is adding that it should use heartfelt stories and actionable steps. And then explicitly demanding the tone has to be empathetic, authentic, and inspiring.
Tone and method. Okay.
Exactly. The power there is really in emphasizing that tone and the way you connect using heartfelt stories for nurturing. You're not just asking for emails.
You're asking for communication that builds trust.
Yeah.
Maybe shares a bit of vulnerability.
And guides people towards transformation, yeah. But in a way that feels genuinely authentic to a soul-led brand.
So what this all seems to point to then is that the risk of AI feeling, mechanical or soulless it isn't really baked into the tech itself.
That seems to be the argument. Yeah, it really comes down to how you engage with it, how you prompt it.
You combat that soulless risk by deliberately putting your soul-led principles into the input you give the AI.
Precisely. By being really clear about your mission, your core values, truly understanding your audience, and spelling out the desired tone or the feeling you want to evoke.
All your prompts.
You're basically training the AI. You're teaching it to understand and operate within your specific heart-led framework.
So it stops being just this generic thing.
Right. It becomes something that can actually extend your purpose, amplify your reach, your potential impact, without forcing you to compromise your authenticity.
It almost sounds like it could take some of the pressure off.
Mm.
The repetitive stuff, the more manual tasks.
That seems to be a major benefit, yeah. Freeing up your energy.
Freeing up that precious time and energy to focus on the stuff only a human can do. The deep intuition, the creativity, the real connection work.
Exactly. Which, if you zoom out, raises a really fascinating question, doesn't it? Like, if we can figure out how to guide AI to amplify soul-led businesses now, today, what does that suggest about the future? About the potential for all kinds of technology to align more deeply with, human purpose and intuition?
Yeah, wow. What other kinds of amplification could even emerge? It stops being just about efficiency or speed then.
Right.
It starts to hint at a future where tech could maybe become a genuine partner, like a collaborative partner in bringing deeply felt visions into the world.
It really challenges that old idea that tech is somehow inherently separate from or even opposed to human consciousness, to heart. It suggests that when we approach it with intention, with awareness, and a really clear sense of our why, it can be guided. It can become a powerful force for positive creation, something to think about.